You may know my name, but you don't know my purpose. Jesus, in our text today, explains to his disciples that he must suffer and be killed, and again, rise again. This was Jesus' purpose for living, for being here on earth. He explains and reveals who he is, and then he explains his purpose. People of God, I want you to know that your name is attached to your purpose. Who you are is attached to what you are supposed to be doing. It is attached to your purpose. One thing we all have in common is we all have a purpose. Your purpose is your why. Everything and everyone in this life has a why. And Jesus knew his why. His why was God's divine will for his life. It was the cross, his death, his resurrection. This was Jesus' purpose, to redeem humanity, to wash away sins, to destroy the works of Satan, to destroy death, to restore man back to God through his death on the cross. He would accomplish these, and he would fulfill his divine will for his life. This, brothers and sisters, was God's purpose for Jesus' life. The boldness of Peter takes Jesus aside. How bold do you have to be to take Jesus aside? And he takes Jesus aside and said, "Far be it from thee, Lord, this shall not be. Far be it from thee, Lord, this shall not be." But Peter couldn't understand how the Son of God and suffering could go together. How could you go from building his church and giving him the keys to the kingdom to talking about his death? He wanted Jesus to be the Messiah without the suffering. And Peter, he just couldn't grasp this reality. And people of God, listen, people are not always going to get your purpose. But it's not what they think. It's about the purpose God has on your life. Jesus says, "Get thee behind me, Satan." At first glance, you would think that this was harsh, uncalled for. But if you recall, Jesus at the beginning of his ministry, in the book of Luke, this Gospel of Luke 4, the devil showed Jesus all the kingdoms of the world at a glance. And Satan said, "If you will bow down, I will give you power and glory." What Satan was offering to Jesus was kingdom without the cross. He was tempting Jesus. And Peter was echoing the same words of temptation to Jesus. Rejecting the cross, rejecting the suffering. So Jesus' words to Peter wasn't a literal identification, but it was a theological indictment. Peter's objection reflected purely human concern opposed to God's will. His thinking had become so misaligned with God's purposes that it aligned with Satan's opposition to God's redemption plan. It was in Peter's words, "Get thee behind me, Satan. Get thee behind me, Satan." Let's do some digging. Get, says Jackie, is a verb. A verb describes an action. And behind is the adverb used to describe the verb. And in this case, it's the word get. But it tells us where, how, when something is done. But it is also a preposition. In a preposition, it tells us where the action takes place, where where it takes place. So behind is where it takes place. The place, like Jesus, anything that doesn't align with your purpose, you have to put us in its proper place. Sometimes you have to put people in their place. I know it sounds weird, but you have to put people in their place behind you. And I know it sounds weird, but if the words are against God's will for your life, keep behind. Don't get in my way. Anything, where you are, that's in your way, they have to get behind you. Stop you from fulfilling the will that God wants out of your life, put it behind you. And then Jesus says, thou art an offense to me. An offense. An offense originally was the name of the part of a trap to which the bait is attached to. It's the snare. Yes. In Peter's words, the Lord perceived a snare laid for him by Satan to tempt, to cause him to fall, a hindrance against his purpose and against God's will. And some of your life may call it a stumbling block or a cause of temptation. What was the hindrance? What was the temptation? The temptation and the hindrance was to avoid the cross, to preserve his humanity and to skip his divine purpose. Just as Satan had tempted Jesus with the kingdom without the cross, now Peter stands up and says and offers the same temptation. He tells Peter, you are in my way. You are causing, listen to the word that Jesus says. Jesus, I'm saying you are causing me to stumble. You are a stumbling block. But look at the irony. Here in the verse before, Jesus calls Peter, you are Peter. Now, he called Peter the rock. Now, a few verses down, he is a stumbling block. Look at the irony. When you stumble, it means you almost fall and you lose your, listen to this word, you lose your balance. And balance is an even distribution of weight. That is something or someone to remain upright and steady. So, unbalance is to make someone or something unsteady. So they can tip over and fall. Jesus is saying, you can cause me to fall and not finish my divine purpose God has for me. If intention to cause you to become unbalanced, unsteady, put it behind you. Don't allow yourself to fall short of the divine purpose God has in your life. Jesus' mind was only on fulfilling God's will and plan for his life. The cross was before him, death was waiting for him, and his resurrection was upcoming. That was his purpose. Jesus was able to identify Satan's tactics because he knew his purpose. My question to you today is, do you know your purpose? A lot of times we take things people said to us and we trip and fall and become unbalanced in our way because we don't know what our purpose is being here. And I must say this, Satan is not that smart. He's not that smart. He uses the same tactics, the same devices. And he will use the tactic he tried 10 years ago. I'm a witness. But when you know your purpose and what God has on your life, you can say, Satan, get thee behind. Satan, put those people, put the opposition, put the obstacles in its proper place. Get thee hating